Hello guys, I hope you are all doing good and your Januaries are not as horrible as Januaries can be sometimes. I know there's a lot of pressure in terms of getting things up and running again in January, and that's why I don't put any pressure on myself in January. I'm all about let's get through January and maybe think about resolutions, whatever, in February. That is Benny, who's just walked past as well. Our new little addition, Benny's. And you better get used to seeing Benny around the place because he has made himself very comfortable, and this is no longer our place. This is Benny's place. So yeah, we're just going to see how we get on with filming. He's taken a very big interest in the tripod already, and he's just walked out. So maybe we'll get a bit of peace and quiet. Bless him. He's a British short hair, and he's got a cone on because he's just been neutered. We rehomed him in December and he's settled in really well. At first he was really nervous and shy and whatever, and he came from a little kind of cattery cage thing, and I think he's just getting used to it. I don't know if you can see him there. He's getting used to the amount of space that he's got, bless him. So yeah, big life update, we got a cat. So today we are going to run through my best vintage finds of 2023 and a bit of 2022. So I kind of the last couple of years, what I've collated, like vintage piece or second hand, as we call it more commonly in the UK, just to kind of go through why I picked these pieces, how they fit in my home, what's the purpose, etc. And yeah, just what I like about them. Yeah, just a quick update. And I think it's always interesting to see what people find like secondhand, because I guess from like a secondhand charity shop or like antique centre perspective, you can never really go in with a set intention on exactly what you want. It's not like browsing online where you have millions of different options and the world is kind of your oyster. You have to go in with more of an open mind, and I think that is what makes it so fun. The first thing I want to show you is this green onyx marble ashtray. And I don't smoke. I think I've said this before. I don't smoke at all. But it's so heavy. Like, it feels really sturdy. It's beautiful. And what I've done is just popped a little sage bundle in there, and then also my personalised Zippo that my boyfriend got me for my birthday or Christmas one time. And I just think that looks really, really nice on a sideboard or a coffee table. And again, it's not something that I necessarily went in expecting to find, but I think it was like £10 or £12 or something like that. And I love it. I think it looks very unique. Could also be used for like trinkets on your bedside table, or yeah, just generally putting like, I don't know, a candle in it if you want to burn a candle. Just multi-purpose, but also looks really nice and adds a bit of character onto a coffee table. The next thing I wanted to run through with you guys is I found a really big rubber tree plant on Facebook Marketplace like a couple of years ago now, and because the tree is so big, I needed to find an even bigger plant pot, but I wanted it to be something tasteful and something to look a little bit worn in. I love plant pots, like terracotta ones, for example, that are not new but look worn in, and weathered is probably a better word for it. So yeah, I went on Facebook Marketplace and I found there was a set of 3, but I just bought the one, going for like £10 a piece or something around that region. Very, very cheap for the size of the plant pot. So that's what I went for, and I think it looks so nice in that pot, and it just looks like it kind of is straight out of Architectural Digest, that real like Spanish feel in a somewhat other characterless place. Not through my any fault of my own, obviously, but just the way that this space is built. It's very, very like modern. So adding those touches of character from like using terracotta plant pots that are weathered is a great way to add a bit more life back into your place. The next thing that I really love in our apartment is a recent addition, and it's because we changed our living room around. I don't know if you saw on previous videos, there's been very different kind of layouts to my living room, and it's mainly because it's all open plan. It's quite tricky to divide the room so it feels like homely. Where we moved everything around, we needed a new cabinet for our TV that to go in the corner of the room, and you see kind of these ones that are like specifically for corners of the rooms, and I just feel like, I don't know, they're not the most prettiest or sexiest of pieces of furniture half the time, in my personal opinion. So we went for a mid-century warm wood TV cabinet with like a sliding, I'll show you a picture here, sliding doors. One of them is glass and one of them is like wooden. And that kind of gives a nice balance between having a piece of furniture that is good for storage, but also good to kind of showcase nice books, or we've got Jack's Lego cars in there. Kind of that balance between storage and making it feel like a purposeful piece of furniture that you can kind of showcase your own bits and bobs on. I really like the way it looks and feels in the space. I think we needed a bit more like lighter but warm woods in the space because we've got our very dark coffee table, and I really like how it's kind of added that element of warmth and nature back into the space, and it also looks really great and it fits perfectly kind of at an angle without having to have like that triangular pieces of furniture that, I mean, it's not really to my taste, but yeah, I think it works really well there. It's small, but it's practical and it does the job. Yeah, that one I bought off Facebook Marketplace again for, I want to say £50 or £60. And the woman, when I went to collect it, was like, "You are pretty lucky to be getting this." She didn't say it like that, but you know what I mean. She just said that a lot of people had messaged for that, so it was a really good price for what it was. It's solid wood, and it's obviously very popular right now. I know mid-century is very popular, but yeah, I'm glad that I was the lucky one to go and collect it. It's just, I think it's pot luck with Facebook Marketplace, like seeing something like you're going on the app at the right time and it comes up, it's just been listed. It's quite tricky. Like all the good gems seem to be like flying off the shelves these days. I think people like me have been raving about Facebook Marketplace far too much and everyone's jumped on the bandwagon. I mean, who can blame everyone? Like, it's such a good platform for really good quality pieces of furniture for like decent prices. So yeah, got to be quick these days, otherwise there's just no chance in getting those gems. Next thing on my list was this really cute, I don't know what material it is. I think it's silver. I don't know, but it's kind of going a bit brassy, so it might be brass underneath with like a silver coating on it. And we did have it's got like little lions on the side and a ring, which I think is super cute. And we did actually have a plant in here, but unfortunately, being the bad plant mum I am, it died. But yeah, this is a super cute, like if you polish this up, or I don't really know what I can do with it. I need to speak to my stepdad. He'll be able to help and give some advice on this because he's very good with things like that. I think it's silver, but if you polish this up, which I probably should do, it would look really nice, like even cleaned up and polished up with some like as a fruit bowl, or as is now, you could have a plant in here, which we did have. I think it just added a different style, like a different material in our space again, just to kind of contrast between the wood and the soft furnishings and all those kind of differences and textures. So yeah, I picked this up for like £5 in, I think, Thames Hospice charity shop. And yeah, it looks really nice on a sideboard and could also look really nice with fruit, or I don't know, I don't think it's really particularly food safe. So yeah, definitely more like, I would definitely be inclined to put plants in it, like a trailing plant on a bookshelf or something like that. But yeah, I really like it. Just something a little bit different. For a £5, I just couldn't leave this one behind. I have now been put on, well, I've kind of put myself on a bit of a glassware buying ban because we have no space in our cupboards for any more glassware or any mugs as well to that point. I just find it really hard, like if I see something like glassware in a charity shop that's really cute, really like useful when guests come around, I just think like having an abundance of glassware and mugs, you can never really like have enough. I know you can, but I just always think that it's so useful to have like multiple wine glasses because they'll always get used kind of in rotation, especially if you've got guests over. And my favourite are as pictured here, the coloured kind of stemmed small wine glasses. And funnily enough, I had my birthday in the end of December, and this year I decided to throw a bit of a house gathering with all my friends and their partners. And yeah, there were probably around 17 people in this small apartment, which was very cozy to say the least. Almost kind of too many people, I guess, but I just wanted everyone to get together and have a really nice time. We had lots of like jazz house music playing, and we did a whole spread of food, and we had a tequila station. I brought a magnum of Prosecco for people to have when they arrived. It was kind of bring your own bottle, because I don't know about you, but I cannot afford to feed and provide drinks for 17 people. That is a big old expense, especially the way my friends drink. So yeah, we went for like a magnum of Prosecco, and we were just doing a glass of Prosecco on entry. And I suddenly had a panic because I was like, I need to source 17 Prosecco flutes from somewhere. I have no idea. Like, I don't want to buy the plastic ones because I just feel like that's really wasteful. And then I kind of did a bit of like looking around in the apartment and realised that I have all these colourful stemmed wine glasses which could also double up as champagne like coupes. So in the end we ended up using those, and oh, they look so cute with little bits of champagne Prosecco in them. They were perfect. So whilst too much glassware can be a bit of a problem in terms of storage, when the time comes and you need to hand out 17 glasses of Prosecco, is always handy and save me a lot of expense, because Prosecco flutes can be expensive. Like ones that I was gonna buy to then keep, I wanted to get nice ones. So yeah, they were really, really useful and ended up being a perfect solution for a little glass on entry of Prosecco. But yeah, love those unique finds that you find in charity shops. And I think that set of, I don't know how many there are off the top of my head, 7 or 8, cost maybe like £8 or something ridiculously cheap like that, and have served such a good purpose for wine evenings with friends, or that party that I had in December. They look super cute on a shelf and cheap to buy secondhand. So yeah, would definitely recommend having a look in your charity shop, because there seem to be a lot of those types of glasses in charity shops, like really the cute ones. But I had a look on Etsy and eBay, and they go for like a good amount of money. Like you can buy a set of 4 for like 30 quid. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for those, because they are a good find and always good to have in the cupboard. My final point is, this is more of a secondhand, not vintage find, but I would always recommend buying secondhand books, because quite often I think people buy the books with the intention to read, and you've got this massive TBR pile that you never ever like really read. And I know I've got a big TBR pile. I've got a whole bookcase full of books that eventually I will get round to reading. I'm making a bit of a dent in it, but yeah, it just takes time, doesn't it? And I think that is the main reason why people like give their books to charity if they're moving house, or they've read a book once and don't want or necessarily have the storage for them. So you always find quite a good deal in charity shops for books. They usually go for like £1 a paperback, or sometimes they have an offer on like 3 for 2. It's a bit more of an inexpensive way, and a bit more of a savvy and environmentally friendly way of purchasing books to read. And also not only just like fiction, non-fiction books, but also like coffee table books is another really good example of when to buy secondhand. Those were I think there were like 5 or 6 finds over 2023 and a bit of 2022 that I thought were worth sharing with you guys. What I've learned is that it's an inexpensive way of adding character into your home, buying things that you know have already stood the test of time in terms of quality of products. Say for example you've bought like my TV stand sideboard thing, you know it's already lasted 20-25 years, so, and it's in such good nick that piece of furniture is going to carry through until like, I don't know, 20 more years at least. And it just gives you that satisfaction that you've bought something that is great quality and for a good price, and also that's been that little bit more environmentally friendly. And I think that in itself is super rewarding and makes you feel really good about the purchase, because we don't like buyer's remorse around here. That is the worst feeling you can feel, that you feel like you've spent too much money on something that is perhaps not the best quality, which there is a lot out there at the moment which is not good quality. With the cost of living and inflation, I feel like a lot of manufacturers are trying to cut corners where they can, understandably, to kind of reduce costs and then pass that saving on to the customer as they should. But with that comes cutting corners and perhaps not as good quality product as back in the 60s, when all the furniture was better quality than it is these days, and there was less consumerism and like churn of furniture in industry. And yeah, it can be fun to do. I love buying secondhand. I love going into a charity shop, not knowing necessarily what I might walk out with. Sometimes that can be great, sometimes that can be a bit dangerous, but I guess that's the thrill of it. I think 2024 is going to be the year of continuing that secondhand journey for me, and really picking out pieces that are going to last me a lifetime. For me, I just like to pick pieces that I know I definitely can see like versatility in them. Say if we ever move from this place to a next place, I know that piece will come with me and fit into kind of any home environment that I pick. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I must admit I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon a bit, so yeah, I hold my hands up. I'm a bit guilty of letting the YouTube thing slide a little bit. It's kind of hard to kind of have that confidence in yourself to keep doing and pushing out the content when you're up against quite a few like YouTubers or established YouTubers already, where they obviously are working in industry and have so much experience. It's pretty amazing what people are doing elsewhere. But I guess staying in your own lane, I've learned, is to stay in my own lane and just push out content that I enjoy, and hope that some of you, or a handful of you out there, might like it. So yes, I'm going to continue to do this and get my groove back on the YouTube front in 2024. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you, and I'm sure you'll see Benny around the apartment. Benny? Can you say hi? Benny? Can you say hi? He did not want to say hi to the microphone, but we will get there. He'll be my little editing assistant in no time. I am absolutely sure of it. Thank you for watching, and see you guys very shortly. Does Benny have any advice for our viewers? It does not look like Benny has any advice for you guys, but I'll keep my fingers crossed.